Hey, Joshua Besnay here, Pirates in Teepees, tuning in. There's nothing like flies to bring out the sadist in all of us. None of us really want to kill things or hurt or cause harm, but after a while, flies kind of get to you. So, today we're going to talk about all of the awesome ways that we can possibly catch flies and eliminate them from our fun outdoor area without using chemicals or poisons. First on the list, we have fly paper, old school. Look at that. Enemy number one. That is already beginning to work and catch flies. I don't know if you can see. It's doing pretty good so far. I put it down there close to the ground. The flies seem to like the wood chips I have in place quite a bit. Next thing we have here is big bag disposable fly trap. This thing stinks really bad. I remember having something like this as a kid and these working very well. I already see flies flying around it. The flies you see on there are part of the graphic for the thing. I got this at the hardware store for about $9. Real easy to set up. We'll see how well it works. It does smell awful. This would not work well in a garage or a shop or anything. Anywhere near it, you can smell it. We'll see. My little couch setup and everything is right here. See if it becomes too stinky for the living room. Found some how-tos online for some DIY fly traps. This is a 1.5 liter bottle with the top cut off, turned over and placed into the bottle so that you end up with like a funnel. And then I put some applesauce, water, dish soap, and banana in there. It's definitely attracting fruit flies. Not a lot of them, but there are fruit flies in there. I don't have a fruit fly problem. I definitely probably won't now that I've made this. So if you have fruit flies, this works pretty good, it seems. So attempted a fly trap here. There is some compost, water, and dish soap in there. I've trapped flies in there. They definitely stick in the water really well. The top is an old salsa container. Right here you'll see. And then I used JB Weld to put a tube on the bottom. This is not catching flies at all. I think I'm going to need to cut the tube off and make it shorter possibly so that the flies are more attracted inside to the tube. But I think I'll just need like a little bit, maybe just below the JB Weld there, right there where the drips start. And then we'll see how that works. Because as soon as I take the top off the jar, it's definitely attracting flies. But for whatever reason, they're not going inside. So we'll see if I can fix that. And I can give you an idea of how bad the flies really are. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure anyone who's keeping any sort of animals or doing any sort of composting with human manure. Okay, so it's been about a week. We've had the fly traps set up in the fly abatement showdown. Last place is the homemade fly traps. These things were pretty much epic fail all around. This one here caught maybe 2 flies. It doesn't stink very bad. The flies that did go in there were stuck in there, so the trap part worked. I think maybe the bait on this one is the issue. This one stinks really bad, but there's no flies in there. I think that was a design failure. I think I made that tube too long. Maybe it needs to be a cone with holes in it, similar to the big Stinky that we'll see in a minute here. Okay. Second place, we've got fly stickums. These things worked quite well, although they'll only collect about 100, 200 flies each before they need to be thrown away. You do have to put them where the flies are at, which is probably where you're at. And they want to stick to everything, like dogs, dreadlocks, clothes, arms. They do work and they're cheap. Probably a good thing to hang up around your compost heap or whatnot, somewhere where there's flies but they're out of the way. All right, first place is the Big Stinky. Name brand of this was Big Bag disposable fly trap. This thing is full of flies. That black line you can see, those are just a layer of dead flies, and there's more flies going in constantly. You just watch them fly into their doom there. Do feel kind of bad. They don't like being in there, but oh well, I guess death is a part of life, isn't it? So the conclusion is, yes, indeed, if you want the best fly trap, so the conclusion is bait and design are essential if you're making a fly trap. So I'm going to continue to work on the homemade fly traps with some different designs and experiments, which I'll videotape later. But as it stands now, if you want to go to the hardware store, the easiest thing to get to trap the most flies would definitely be the disposable Big Bag fly trap. What I also like about this, that we'll look at real quick, is that this top part, when I actually throw the bag away, I'll probably dump some of the grossness in my jar, and then I'm going to modify the jar lid and glue that piece in there, and I should have a reusable fly trap at that point. So we'll see what happens. All right, thanks for tuning in.